gamers, this is Chrolaw75 and I'd like to thank you for tuning into my channel, Chrolaw75 Reviews. Now, how many of you remember where and what you were doing on September 9th, 1999? Anyone? Okay, in case you didn't get the hint, that was the day that the Dreamcast released in the United States. Now, I was one of the people that actually pre-ordered my Dreamcast because, like I said in one of my other videos, I've always backed Sega 100%. If they had something new, I was going to get it, except for the 32X. I passed on that. But everything else Sega did, I was right on it. If not on release day, then somewhere close to it. This is actually the only system from Sega that I picked up on release day. And the reason I'm even recording this is because I kind of like to share the story of how I got this and some of my thoughts on that day, because to be honest, September 9th, 1999 will always hold a spot in my heart just because I remember it so well. You see, my wife and I at the time had decided to get a motel up near where the mall was, and I believe the store I'd actually pre-ordered from was called Electronics Boutique at the time. I don't know if they exist anymore. I don't think they do. I actually think they changed their name. But for this story, it's Electronic Boutique. Anyway, so we get the motel, and I decide to pace back and forth because I can't wait for the morning to get there, because they had said that they had planned to open up at 6 a.m. in the morning so that people could start getting their Dreamcasts. So I'm like, okay. So while I'm pacing, I get this brilliant idea that I'm going to get up there at 5:30 in the morning so that I can beat the crowd and be one of the first people in line to get my Dreamcast. It was a good idea at the time, but when 5:30 rolled around, we got out of the car, got into the mall, and damn if there wasn't 75 people in line in front of me. I was not expecting that. It was for a Sega console, and to be honest, 75 people is not a lot, but when you get there expecting to be one of the first people in line and you see the line stretching all the way around the corner, I mean, it just blows your mind. And I don't remember if any of you had seen any of the magazines, but they had really hyped up this system. It was a big deal at the time. I mean, at the time, we had the Sega no, we didn't have the Dreamcast, my bad. We had the Sega Saturn, and we had the Sony PlayStation, and the Nintendo 64. And none of that compared to what the Dreamcast was capable of. I'd played the kiosks, I'd looked at the magazine reviews, I pretty much knew what I was getting into, and I was so excited to pick this up. Well, anyway, it wasn't all bad because everyone there was a gamer like myself, and we swapped stories. We decided to talk amongst ourselves about what games we had ordered, what we'd planned to do with our systems when we got it home, if we was going to not go into work the next day, which I actually did call into work that next day. I was sick. But the games that I actually got with my Dreamcast were Blue Stinger, Soul Calibur, and Sonic Adventure, and I also picked up one VMU and one extra controller. And I never did see any of those people again that were there that day, but for that one brief moment, we all shared a common bond of gamerhood, if you will. And that's something that I'll always take with me. It was like a mini convention, if you will. Unless you've been there or done something like that, it's just really hard to describe. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that with you. It was a neat little story, I thought, that maybe no one cares but me, but I wanted to share it anyway. And I would like to ask if any of you remember 9999, do you have any stories that you could share with me? You know, I'd be interested to listen. Anyway, that about wraps it up for today. I would like to thank you for tuning in and watching my channel, and I hope to see you again soon.